Chuck, how does a penguin build its house?
I don't know.
He glues it together. What?
I'm glad I didn't know that one. What did the ocean say to the shore, Art?
I don't know. What?
Nothing. It waved.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I need a laugh.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I understand.
What do you call a magician who loses his magic?
I don't know.
Ian.
Do we need to spell that one out for the people though? I mean,
They'll do it on the screen. They'll do it for us.
All right. Yeah.
Because people are going to go, what?
Magic.
Magician.
But he's Ian.
Yeah, because it's.
If no magic.
Yeah.
The people have it by now.
You think so?
We're working on it. Let's move along. Why did the cookie go to the hospital?
No idea.
It felt crummy.
Yeah. It's a good reason.
Does it get any better?
Probably not.
Probably a good time. Probably a good time to call it.
Hey, welcome to the next episode of the Loveland Exchange. We are blessed today to have a good friend of mine, Chuck Gibson from the Loveland Beacon. Chuck has been with the Loveland Beacon, not only with it, he owns the Loveland Beacon. But yeah, Chuck, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for those kind words. What a fine opening.
No, my pleasure.
Hey, thanks for letting me fill in for the great guest that you had lined up.
No, not at all. Now, I've been looking forward to this. You know, you and I have been working together, collaborating for 3 years. I mean, it's at least on the Loveland, on the Taking Stock.
We're well into the third year.
Yeah, so we're going to flip it a little bit here. Instead of you interviewing me, I'm going to interview you a little bit. How's that sound?
I'm in the hot seat. Okay,
in the hot seat. It's not that
right.
hot. You know, you're a better interviewer than I am.
Remember, I've always been nice to you.
You not only have you been nice to me, you've always made me look good. These guys always make me look good. So why would I change that?
I have no idea. Don't change it now.
Anyway, welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. It's a treat to be here. I mean, especially, starting off with, some great jokes.
Yeah, some great jokes. Yeah, great. That was the word I was thinking.
Funniest thing we've said all day.
That's right, unfortunately. But so let's start. So today I'd like to talk to you about Loveland Beacon a little bit. I mean, a little bit. You've got a few interesting things going on, but let's start with Loveland Beacon. So the big question is, one, why Loveland Beacon? Why'd you start Loveland Beacon? Yeah. And what's the purpose? What's the purpose for Loveland Beacon?
Oh, wow.
In your mind?
I was supposed to remember the mission statement, right?
Yeah, that'd be a little technical.
Well, for purposes of time, so Loveland Beacon was born of the changing newspaper industry and community newspapers especially. People that are watching, some may remember, so they knew me here in Loveland from writing for the Cincinnati Enquirer and the Community Press, Loveland Herald. And somebody, we won't name him, said, if you're really frustrated with the way the news business is going, the newspaper business, you should start your own. I don't know who was encouraging me, actually.
Me either, but they sound extremely smart.
But anyway, as a freelance writer, I was not a staff writer with the Enquirer or the Community Press papers, but as a freelance writer, I was in the unique position to say goodbye.
Right.
I didn't like the way things were going, and in fact started the digital online news site, Loveland Beacon, now in its 7th year.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Celebrated 6 years on October 1st, Art.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing to me. Seems like yesterday.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like we were sitting in, I think we were sitting in Shooters, if I'm not mistaken, having lunch. And having this, and it seems like yesterday.
I know. Well, and I have to thank you, among others, because obviously Jarvis Global has been a huge supporter of Loveland Beacon. So how did it happen? Why did it happen? Well, and the mission, I said I was going to say something about the mission. Loveland and surrounding communities, because community news is good. I'm not here to go to City Hall. I'm not trying to chase the fire, the radio, fire calls, police calls. There's a lot of great people in Loveland that have a lot of great stories to tell. So the main purpose of Loveland Beacon is to tell the stories of our community and surroundning communities. There you have it. Yeah. That's as serious as I'm going to get.
No, that's the perfect answer right there.
Okay.
That's exactly why it was. So, as you mentioned, the news has changed in many ways. how it's delivered, number one, the quality of what's being delivered in some people's opinions, okay? So what do you think, and I know the answer to this, I think.
Never ask a question you don't know the answer
yeah, there's
to.
A lot of
He's working
going
on his law degree, folks.
That's right. Yeah, good luck with that. But what do you think makes Chuck Gibson, and what do you think makes Loveland Beacon different?
Well, the goal, and I think that hopefully it's been achieved. Sometimes I stray away from it, but it's truly, I mean, this is 43rd year for me as a journalist. And I like to say I learned from true journalists. So it's telling all sides of a story. That shouldn't make me unique as a journalist, but sadly in this world today, I think it does. A lot of times the journalists are telling their own story and not letting the readers, the viewers, or the listeners decide for themselves. So what I try to do is tell all sides of a story. But more importantly, again, with Loveland Beacon, it's about sharing the great stories and the good news. And I think that's what worked for me in the 17 years before I went out on my own with Loveland Beacon, the 17 years with the Inquirer and the Community Press. They told me that what you write is human interest stories. So I think that's what makes it different. It's not really straight news, it's human interest stories. Sometimes they're sad, but it's being able to put into words the emotions and bring to life those stories. I think that's what makes it different.
Perfect. There are a lot of amazing people in this community. There's a lot of amazing organizations. There's a lot of amazing stories to be told, right?
And I can't tell them all.
Yeah, well,
you're right. You're right.
I mean, there is. I mean, sometimes we kind of get a little negative spin because of what's going on in the world. But if you really take a step back and focus, there's really a lot of good things going on. And I think you have had the opportunity to tell some things that weren't maybe that positive going on in the community. But you've in my opinion, you have 100% done your job to get, like you said, both sides of the story, okay, and let people decide, even on the negative things, right? But the positive things, I mean, there's positive stories to be told, and I think, YB Crew and the Loveland Exchange podcast, I think that's kind of where that was born too. It's like, let's show people the amazing people, the amazing companies, the amazing civic organizations and all that that are in Loveland. So kudos to you.
I'm waiting for the question.
No.
Oh, okay, well, there's not going to be a... Well, and all kidding aside, thank you, that's a nice compliment. And again, I hope that that's been accomplished. But as you said, sometimes it's not a good news story.
Right.
When that's the case, it's go out and get the story, get all sides of the story. I could share, I'm working on one right now that at the start of it, when it was brought to my attention, it's an ugly story. But, and it's going to take a while to get there because, there's the two sides because there was an incident, and then there's, unfortunately, insurance companies and lawyers and, administrations that are involved. So, but at the end of the day, that's the job of a journalist. And so I'm busy talking to a lot of different people on that particular story that's coming. And it's turning out a lot different than what was initially brought to my attention.
Really?
Yeah,
Isn't that funny how that happens sometimes?
Yeah, really funny. So.
Yeah. Well, I have no doubt that there will be hours and hours of recordings from your discussions with organizations and people and things like that. And you'll use that information to write a fair story.
Thank you.
No,
I hope so. And I can tell you there's already more than, there's multiple hours of recordings already.
No doubt. Yeah.
That's what takes the time, because I record the interviews, and to be honest, I forget. That's why I record them. And I'm not really great at taking notes, so I record them, so I get it right. So when I sit down to write the story, I got to go back over hours of interviews. So, that's just, it's fun.
Well, there you go.
But it's work. Yeah.
Okay. So you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
That's why I'm still doing it, because I should be retired, brother.
Well, so there you. So thank you for segueing into the next question. Retired, quotation marks.
Yes, sir. Right? Yes, sir.
So you're retired, but you're still doing something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Right?
So far.
So from where you were 7 years ago, 6 years ago, in your 7th year.
Right.
to where you are today, one, are you surprised by where you were and where you are today, number one? Number two, does it continue to evolve over the next 5 years or so to something else?
Oh, you know what? I could mess you up here. I could just say yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. Excellent answer.
No, going back.
That wouldn't be the shortest answer I got
yes,
today.
From where it started to where it is, I'm surprised. And, I hate to say that, sadly a little disappointed too, because the hope with Loveland Beacon was to really build Loveland Beacon and maybe add some additional communities, but that just hasn't developed as I would have liked. But the evolution has been amazing. Yes, I'm still enjoying what I'm doing. The evolution has gone from just simply writing, and creating those stories and on a digital online news site, but also, as you well know, podcasting. And so, for example, the bi-weekly feature of Taking Stock with Art Jarvis from Jarvis Global.
Thanks for the plug.
That's what you're welcome. That's probably the biggest surprise, is that it evolved back to my roots, because before I went to print journalism, I started out in radio and television. So I kind of rolled all the way back around to doing, essentially radio shows, if they call them podcasts. So that's a big surprise. Where it's going, more of that, and maybe less of the written word. But hopefully at the same time, I'm still aiming at bringing in some more people and getting some more community coverage, if that makes sense.
Okay, good.
I'm hopeful.
Sticking with the audio, or are you going to go video?
Well, so
Yes.
you got, what we end up having people do is listen, but the way I create the podcasts, which are produced and then ultimately published on Loveland Beacon's digital news site, is by doing a video on YouTube. So technically they're already visual, but it's just, it's recorded as audio only. The evolution should be to video.
Okay.
We have to talk about that, because you and I have talked about it a little bit. And there's somebody out there that's behind the scenes on this that we might need to talk to, somebody named Chris or something.
I might know a guy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
What
else you got for me?
As we like to point out, though, well, at least I'll speak for myself, we're kind of more of a face for radio anyway, but...
I know Chris said some kind words about the good-looking guys, and both of us turned around and said, where are they?
Where are they getting here? Yeah, exactly. Nice. So you are your own boss. You own the company. You get to decide what you write about. You get to decide what you don't write about, right?
Yes, sir. Well, I will offer one exception. I do have an editorial board that decides. So when I get like letters to the editor, sometimes they're controversial topics, and the editorial board decides what gets published and what doesn't. But and that's a 3-person board.
3-person.
So it needs to be a 2-to-1 to get it in there, or 2-to-1 to kill it.
Kill it. Okay.
So
fair enough. Nothing wrong with that. Might keep you out of trouble every once in a while.
They're highly qualified individuals too. One was a editor in the newspaper business for a lifetime, retired but continues. And the other is a very popular published author of several books. So I think I've got a decent editorial board for 2 people. I will say this, the third member of the editorial board is me, so I do have a say in whether something...
I was wondering if there was a 4th member, but the real boss.
Sue?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
At the end of the day, she's in charge of it all. What he's referring to is my wife, Sue. But
I just wanted to get that on tape for
fair
you.
Enough. You're not wrong.
So let me ask you a question. Loveland Beacon.
Yes, sir.
Anything else you think is important to share about Loveland Beacon, or what Loveland Beacon does, or the impact it has on the community?
Oh, wow. You know what? That's a great opportunity to share. Thank you to all the readers. Yeah. I mean, one of the things you said, some surprises? One of the surprises is how quickly it got a large audience, and that has continued to be a large audience. And so just thank you to the community, but also not just for the readers, but to the people in the community who share like story tips. And then ultimately the people that sit down with me and share their stories. Doesn't happen without them. Does not happen without the audience, and it absolutely doesn't happen without the people being willing and trusting me and Loveland Beacon to share their story. So, that's a big thing. What else do they need to know? I would love to have some more writers, some more people. So if you think you can write and you're interested in writing, you got to get in touch with me.
Fair enough.
Find Loveland Beacon. There's contact information there. But I would love to add people.
Most people I know can't read and write, so we'll have to find somebody else. So we can do numbers, though. So
Yeah,
get the numbers part down.
I'm words, your numbers.
So as always, there's more to a person than just as what writes up. We're right up front, right? So you are involved, and stop me if I can't talk about it, but you are involved in a local organization that celebrates the history of our Cincinnati Reds, our Red Stockings.
We're allowed to talk about it.
Okay, good.
You are correct, I am.
Yeah. So
So far.
also known, Chuck Gibson, also known as Crazy Legs, right?
Yes, sir.
On this vintage.
Keep the cameras waist up. Just don't let Crazy Legs
This
dissuade
vintage
you.
baseball team, right? So the
that's
Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame have, and I never get the year right, the 1869, I always want to say 79, 1869 Cincinnati Red Stockings.
The first professional baseball team.
Right.
It's where baseball started, right here in Cincinnati with the 1869 Red Stockings. And, you know, the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, that's part of their mission, is to keep the history and keep the traditions alive. And so it's an honor to be a part of that team. And we go out and play vintage baseball, is what it's referred to as. We play the game the way it was played in 1869. If you don't know it, the one big thing that everybody notices immediately, no gloves. And yes, it is a hard ball. I always tell everybody, you've heard this already, Art, but I'll say this for everybody else that hasn't. If you come to a game and you listen during the game, you're going to hear ouch. That's the thing. No gloves, line drive, catch a line drive with no glove, ouch. So if you listen carefully, you'll hear us. Yes, it hurts.
Yeah, I believe you. I believe you.
Uh,
Also,
yes, sir.
no umpires.
There is what we call an umpire now. There was a judge in 1869. Interestingly, the judge was there to arbitrate any disagreements, but it was a gentleman's game. There were no balls and strikes called. In fact, the pitcher, who was called a hurler, and the batter, who was called a striker, the hurler's job was to throw a good strikeable ball. And of course, the striker's job, the batter, was to hit a good strikeable ball. The judge does not stand like today's home plate umpire. He does not stand behind home plate. He stands off, if it's a right-handed hitter, he's standing off to the other side of the right-handed hitter. If it's a left-handed hitter, he's standing off to the other side. And he watches. And if the hurler is not throwing good strikeable pitches, he can warn him, but he's not calling balls and strikes. A warning will be, I'm going to call balls and strikes. Or he can actually say, batter, take your base.
Oh, there you go.
He doesn't even have to warn. He say, you know what, you haven't thrown a good pitch, he's walking. And likewise for the striker, if he's not swinging at pitches that, at hurled balls
Right.
that he should have struck, he can get a warning, I'm going to call strikes. Or he can just say, you're out. But so it's interesting. On the base paths, he's there to judge down the lines, foul ball or fair ball. So arbitrate a foul ball or a fair ball. Plays on the field, guy slides into second, jumps up, says, I'm safe, Crazy Legs. The fielder says, I got you. Well, again, the judge is standing there. He was watching, but it's not his call. It's a gentleman's game. We come to an agreement. You say you got me, I say you didn't. We might chat for a second, and I'll say, you know what, you got me, and walk off. That's the way it was, 1869. If the two can't come to an agreement, again, the judge, if they don't do it in a certain period of time, he's probably going to eject both from the game.
Oh, is that right?
For ungentlemanly,
Yeah.
unsportsmanlike conduct, basically. They're gone. Come to an agreement.
A gentleman's game.
Come to an agreement.
There
Be
you
a
go.
gentleman
Good.
about it.
How long have you been doing this?
I've played 4 seasons
4 seasons. Okay.
with
Good.
the Red Stockings.
Good. Nice. And you travel. There's other communities with other teams.
Right. Well, we
Vintage
play.
teams.
So to be clear, the 1869 Red Stockings from the Hall of Fame, we represent the Reds Hall of Fame, Cincinnati Reds, and Major League Baseball. There is a vintage baseball association. There's a league of vintage baseball teams. We are the only team in America that represents Major League Baseball, a Major League franchise, the Reds, and certainly the Reds Hall of Fame. So we have some rules that we have to abide by and some behavior, but we represent them at events. We play charity games, we play exhibition games, and sometimes we play against those competitive vintage baseball teams as well. But we appear at the Hall of Fame, we appear at Reds games, we appear, one of our biggest charities that we support is autism. So you will find 1869 Red Stockings in uniform, and we do wear the vintage, authentic 1869 Red Stockings uniform. You'll find us at a number of events. And you know, we're there for photos, autographs, whatever.
And you just played here in Miami Township a month or so ago, right?
Yeah, September 20th or 21st, whatever the date was.
Yeah, good. So it's
a doubleheader, in fact.
Yeah.
Red Stockings swept the doubleheader. The Mighty Men of Miami went down.
The Mighty Miami went down. Nice.
So.
Good. All right. So yeah, like I said, everyone's got a story, right?
Oh yeah.
You make sure you tell the story before it's too late.
That's my line.
What?
That's my line.
Is it?
Everyone has a story. What's your story?
See, I knew I heard it somewhere.
So Loveland Beacon can tell your story.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
our job.
Perfect.
So you nailed it.
Loveland Beacon
Yes, sir.
has a website. It has a YouTube channel, right?
Okay, so, you know, yes, Loveland Beacon is an online digital news site, but website, so www.lovelandbeacon.com takes you to the online digital news site, recognized by the Online News Association.
There you go.
And yes, I am a member in good standing of the Society of Professional Journalists, for whatever that's worth.
Good. We'd have it no other way.
I'm sure of it.
That's right. And then you have a YouTube channel with multiple
Oh my gosh.
Loveland Beacon audio casts, for lack of a better term.
Well, certainly the best is Taking Stock.
Yeah.
You can go to Chuck's videos on YouTube, on the channel, and you can watch all 60 Taking Stock episodes. They're still there.
It's invigorating.
But there's some great ones. I mean, there's some great stories in Loveland, and some of those video podcasts. All of them are still there, so you can find them. But I think one of the favorites, though, is by the people and by the number of viewers. People in Loveland are in love with Evagoras Papasavas on the road to Indy, the young man that's been racing his way since he was 13. But anyway, so
I'd rather listen to him than myself.
he does a great job.
He does do a great job, and I love saying his name. Evagoras Papasavas.
It's a great name.
That is a great name. It's a racer.
I have Greek roots, so I appreciate Papasavas.
It's a racer's name. I mean, if you're going to say who's a racer, I'm going to say Papasavas is a racer. So yeah.
IndyCar racers seem to be international, what international men of mystery, right? Great speed on the track.
You know, Bob Smith isn't out there for.
Well, what you do have, what is the willpower?
Yeah.
In the IndyCar race. Well, now what the heck? He didn't have a chance. When he was born, he was going to drive race cars. His name was Will Power.
Well, NASCAR had Lake Speed.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. So anyway.
Evagoras Papasavas. That's a great racing name.
There you go. Gotcha. All right. So we'll wrap up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate everything you do in the community. Appreciate everything you do for me and for my family. Thank you for that. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
All right.
Art Jarvis, it was a pleasure to get together with you on this. It's been fun.
Appreciate your time, sir.
You're welcome.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you. All right. So these are financial questions. True or false? So you get a 50-50 shot.
Right.
Okay. Although Chris was in a bad mood when he came.
And I know nothing about finance.
Well,
so yeah.
and Chris was in a bad mood when he came up with these questions too. So anyway, true or false? In discounted cash flow models, terminal value often makes up more than 50% of the valuation.
Yeah. True.
You're correct. So you're in the control seat here. So which means you can choose something to eat or you can defer.
I don't see anything there that I want to eat, so I'm going to defer to you, Mr. Jarvis.
You want to pick something for me to eat or do you want me to pick it?
I'll at least give you the choice of what you want to eat.
All right, so
Perusing the title there.
courtesy of Jungle Gyms, Jungle Gyms once again has provided us with some edible product for us to give a shot and give our honest opinion about. And I emphasize honest. So these are Thailand unique chocolate-covered silkworm papaye. Did I say that right?
How do
Papaye?
you spell it?
P-U-P-A-E. Pupa. Pupa, thank you. Chocolate-covered silkworm pupa. Sounds delicious. All right.
Hey, it's got chocolate in it. If you were going to make me eat something, I was hoping it was going to be that.
It would be the chocolate, you're right.
What I get for giving you the choice.
Oh, what a shame. It's
I
not.
better get the next two right. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, there we go.
fun.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
Enjoy. Honest opinion. Ready?
Honest opinion is
Can't get the package
it's
open.
difficult to open. Shouldn't have to work this hard for my food.
I should have brought some chocolate, or something.
Oh, Lord. All right, so chocolate-covered
Pupa.
silkworm pupa. My brain is going to emphasize chocolate.
He took a second dose. Must not be bad.
If I didn't know what it was, I wouldn't know what it was. It tastes like chocolate. Yes.
There you go.
Very good, very good, very good chocolate.
Wait for it.
I'm not sure our prior guest would feel that way, but yeah.
Wait for it.
True or false? A country can experience inflation and currency appreciation at the same time.
I'm going to say false.
Oh, I'm glad you did because the answer is true. So, but
Trick question.
I am going to be nice and I'm going to let you choose what you try.
I got to be able to read them. So get out the cheaters. Oh, good Lord. Crickets. Yeah, that's happening. Well, I love Italian food, and so here's a package that says Chirpy's Italian Lasagna.
Yeah, there you go.
No offense to our good friend Sam David
Right.
and all of our good friends at La Rosa's, but I think packaging is going to be an issue again here, folks. But thanks. Thanks. Oh man, this is scary. Did you guys get a shot of this? That's lasagna, right? Chirpies. Okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah, okay. You want to describe it or anything? Or
Remember the paper joke?
yeah, is it terrible?
Tastes like paper. That's the good thing.
That's one step up from cardboard, so that's good.
Well, it might have been closer to cardboard now that you mention it. Not going to recommend Chirpy's Italian lasagna. Give me an easy one, Art. I'm not eating again.
All right, true or false? The efficient market hypothesis implies that insider trading cannot generate excess returns.
Please repeat the question.
Yeah, that's a good one. The efficient market hypothesis implies that insider trading cannot generate excess returns.
True.
False.
Of course. A second dose of Chirpy's.
White cheddar?
Oh, are you? Oh, I get to choose again.
Yeah,
I thought maybe
choose
you
for
were-
yourself.
Well,
I'm trying to be nice here.
I might like that chocolate stuff you had.
You can have some of that later.
Well, all right. So just so everybody knows, the choices. You heard Art say white cheddar. So Chirpy's white cheddar, or Chirpy's mango habanero. People are going to go crazy when they hear. So Chuck Gibson says one of the other options is crickets, bacon, and cheese. I love cheese, but I'm not a fan of bacon. I'm the one guy in the world that's not a big fan about bacon. Don't like hot and spicy, so habanero's out.
Out of
the
the
winner
three-
is white cheddar.
So out of the three ingredients, it's bacon that throws that item out.
Well, I would do bacon, but
Okay.
the crickets is the crickets is the problem. It
Okay.
looks like crickets and white cheddar.
White cheddar.
Well, I haven't had any cheese yet today, so here we go. Well, at least this one has a hint of cheddar in it.
Hint of cheddar.
So it goes beyond cardboard to a hint of cheddar,
Okay.
and that's the Chirpy's white cheddar. Still not recommending it, but at least there's a hint of cheddar.
So if Sue goes to Jungle Gyms, you don't want her to pick any up for you?
None of that.
Okay. I appreciate your participation.
You know, if it was a baseball game, I was 1 for 3.
You were, which is
Just so you know.
get you in the Hall of Fame.
Just so you know. That's a 333 batting average. True or false? I had a 50-50 shot and still blew it.
Well, the good news is we both owe Chris.
Now, since we have one item left over, any of you guys want to try it?
Nope.
How about you ask me a question, and if I get it right, I eat it?
You wrote the question. Huh?
Just throw it.
Brandon, go.
Yeah, right? You want a question?
Yeah, sure, I'll take it.
You know, when he asked the question, you know what he got?
What's that?
Crickets.
Crickets.
Here, I'll come on.
You're coming in?
Come
All
on
right.
in. Come on in.
True or false? A company's weighted average cost of capital can increase even if interest rates fall.
False.
True.
Oh, man, I was going to tell you true. Hey, now for the record, even though it wasn't out loud, I'm 2 for 4.
Yeah, okay. All right, good. Now you're
one.
definitely in the Hall of Fame.
Crickets.
I mean, let's be clear about this. This is self-inflicted. So,
Oh, wow. 1% of protein.
I wonder what the other 99 is.
1%? Really? If he takes a second dose, look out.
Save some for the rest of us.
Oh my god. They taste like
Uh-oh.
crumbled cheese. Like after you grill it, and there's like a crumble. That's what it tastes like.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, I like burnt cheese. No.
One of the camera crew had saved some for the rest of us.
So if people want to
Take
go
a
to
bite.
Jungle Gyms and purchase one of these items, what section of Jungle Gyms would they go to?
There's right in front of the register, there's always like the unique kind of candies, right? And they're right nearby.
So these are candies. I mean, the chocolate ones, I'll go with candies, but yeah. Okay,
Water,
fair enough.
water,
All right.
wine.
Ugh. All right, Chuck, believe it or not, this is also a finance show. So, and my understanding is you might just have a finance question for us.
I do.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Well, I'll give you the background. So a friend of mine, who happens also to be in the financial advisory field, he and I were having a conversation about current financing, borrowing, and retirement accounts, and ended up discussing how it seems most financial advisors stand strongly against people borrowing against their retirement accounts, such as a 401k, 403b, 457. You know all those numbers, I don't. But anyway, so what is your position on people borrowing against their retirement accounts?
Okay, fair enough. Well, I hate to say this, but it depends.
Perfect.
Well, the reason I say that is because I've said it depends for every single question today. So, but here's the thing. It's always about what's your opportunity cost. Okay, so what are your options? So let's say you need, whatever the number is, let's say you need $10,000. Let's say you have a few options to get that $10,000. Let's say maybe you have a home equity line of credit. Maybe you have a rollover or an IRA, a traditional IRA. Or maybe you have a 401k, right?
Right.
And then you have other traditional bank options and things like that. My answer to that question is what's your cheapest option? Okay.
That's a good place to start.
So your cheapest option, so is it going to be right now like your home equity line of credit? Probably not. The home equity line of credit is probably in the 7% or higher range, okay? So that's not a great. Take it out of your IRA, and we'll make the assumption that you're under 59.5. Well, not only are you going to pay taxes on that $10,000, you're also going to pay the penalties and the interest on those, or the penalties and the taxes on that $10,000. That's probably your most expensive option, okay? But the interesting thing about a retirement plan at work or a 401k or something like that is you do generally, almost all, you have the option to take loans off of your 401k. And surprisingly enough, generally that interest rate is usually lower than what your other options are. So my answer to that would be, if that is your best interest rate option, is go ahead and take it out of your 401k. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, so it's always, it's always what are your options? Okay? So if your cheapest one is your 401k, the answer is yeah, take it out of your, if you have to have $10,000, you can't take it out of your savings, you can't take it out of a taxable account or something like that. You have to borrow it from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, I would take it out of the 401k, frankly. Now,
So that's a yes. That's a situation where it's yes.
Yeah.
Where's a, and you pointed out a couple of no's in there. Which, I mean, if you're trying to roll over and you're going to get penalties and interest taxes, because you're under 59 and a half years old, that's a no. But a 401k offers you potentially, the opportunity to borrow.
yeah, it's still going to cost you a little.
So
but
where in that, and that's potentially yes, if you have a sum of money that you need and you can't get it somewhere else, if I heard you right.
right.
So where's that? Because again, our discussion, my buddy Rob and I, talking about it, we were like, it seems like financial advisors are strongly against that. And adamantly opposed was the word that Rob used.
Right.
So where would you be like adamantly opposed to borrowing against, what are some of the, the downfalls of borrowing against some of your retirement, like a 401k?
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive, just plain and simple. Again, if you can borrow your own money, that's usually your cheapest option. Okay. But if you're borrowing it out of an IRA or something like that, it could be very expensive.
That's a no.
I mean, I will do everything in my power to talk someone out of borrowing out of like their IRA account or something because it's expensive. But if you have money socked away in a bank account, take it out of there, right? Because it's your own money, and you're not paying taxes generally, and you're not getting penalties or anything like that, right? But if you don't have that option, and your option is to take it out of like your IRA, you're going to get taxed your normal tax rate plus a 10% penalty. Some people are talking a very big, that could be almost 50% of your money. If you need $10,000, you might need $5,000 in taxes. So you're taking out $15,000 to borrow 10. I encourage people strongly, find a different alternative, okay? I don't care if you go to your family members or something and borrow it and pay them 10%. 10% is way better than 30-something%, right?
Sure.
So hopefully you got nice family members that aren't going to charge you 10%. But
I want to stay clear for me. I get confused. You're the finance guy. I'm the words guy.
Yeah.
So, but on a 401k, you indicated like in a 401k situation, you can probably borrow at a lower rate than you can.
At least a more reasonable rate.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then here's a question that comes to mind from that also is like, if you're borrowing from your 401k account, forget about all the IRAs and everything else. Those are like, that's a solid no. Don't do that. It's going to cost you more.
Yep.
So 401k, you borrow from that, you're paying yourself back ultimately, right?
Yeah, and you want to pay it back too. You're loaning yourself your money is what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's what the interest rate is. If it's 5%, you're loaning your money to yourself at a rate of 5%. But you want to pay that loan back into your 401k if you can. It's a good question though, real good question.
I hope I never have to deal with it personally, but we got into a conversation about it and there it is. So I thought that's a great question.
Yeah, I've had to deal with it a number of times, and honestly, I do my darndest to try to talk someone out of taking money out of their retirement accounts early. It's just too expensive. I mean, it's their money. If they want their money back, they can have their money, but...
When we have these conversations on taking stock, I always say, so the final takeaway is don't take money out of your own retirement accounts.
Try not to.
If you can avoid it.
Until it's time. I mean, it's retirement money, right?
Wow.
Use it for retirement. Good questions. Nice.
Thank you.
All right. Chuck, once again, just thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a few things on your plate, so appreciate you taking the time to be here. Appreciate your friendship.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate everything you're doing in the community, so thank you for being here.
Likewise, thank you for having me. It was
You
a
bet.
pleasure. Now you're sending me back to work.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, well, Sue called. She said get to it.
Sue said
so,
get to
yeah.
it. All right.
So,
Well,
all
thank
right.
you.
Thank you again.
That
Good
was
to
a
see
pleasure.
you. Good. Glad you enjoyed it. All right. Take care.